Let's talk about how to coach someone through a panic attack. Hi, I'm Dr. Paul Jenkins. I'm a professional psychologist and I've got a little experience with anxiety, including panic. Panic attacks are when anxiety gets the best of us, and it usually manifests in symptoms like a racing heartbeat, shortness of breath, trembling, overwhelming fear, and a sense of impending doom. Sounds fun, right? Not. But by the end of this video, you will have 3 specific strategies that you can use to coach someone through this unpleasant experience. Strategy number 1, create and communicate safety. One of our brain's main jobs is to keep us safe. It wants you to be alive and well to live another day. Panic attacks and other forms of anxiety are our brain's way of telling us that we're not safe and responding to that in a way that can hopefully get us to be safe again. One of the problems with the way our brain handles this is that the brain really doesn't distinguish between a threat that is real and a threat that is perceived. So sometimes even when we're perfectly safe, our brain is reacting as if we are in mortal danger. You've probably had a similar experience before at the movies or on a roller coaster. Have you ever been sitting in the movies and you feel your heartbeat start to increase and maybe you're gripping those armrests on the chair just a little tighter? My wife laughs at me because I'm dodging stuff. It's not even 3D. Well, that's because our brain doesn't really distinguish between a perception of threat and an actual bona fide threat. Either way, our brain is reacting to try to keep us safe. To create and communicate safety, you might try reassuring the person with phrases like, "You're safe. You've got this." Those kinds of phrases are more helpful than "just calm down" or "it's all in your head." Those last 2 examples actually create more panic, usually. This is also a time when encouraging slow, deliberate breathing can help to calm the brain's fight or flight response. Okay, here's strategy number 2. Normalize and educate. Help the person to see that their brain is just doing its job to keep them safe. The natural fight or flight response that we have when our brain perceives threat is there for that purpose. And our brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Remember earlier when I said that our brain's going to do this whether it's a real threat or a perceived threat? Well, panic attacks are often a false alarm, meaning we're not really in danger, but because our brain thinks we are, it kicks us into that same fight or flight response. I think it's really important for people who are experiencing acute episodes of anxiety to realize that their brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do and that they are having a very normal reaction to the perception of threat. Okay, I'm thinking you may have thought of someone as we were having this conversation. You know someone, don't you, who could really use this video. Will you share it with them? There's a big button right down there that allows you to share in a variety of convenient ways. Now let's get to that 3rd strategy. Plan and prepare. One of the frustrating things about anxiety is it kind of feeds on itself and grows to take on a life of its own. At some point, we start to feel anxious about feeling anxious. This is where having a plan about what to do when the anxiety hits, not if, we plan for it. When it hits, what am I going to do? I've even done this at times during my career where I will give a client the assignment to have a panic attack. Now that's a little paradoxical. First of all, I am not threatened by the panic attack. It's just your brain doing its job to try to keep you safe. But people who are having the experience of panic start to fear the experience itself. When you intentionally plan for it and prepare for it, it's actually less likely that it's going to happen. But when it happens, we're ready for it. This reassures the brain that there are tools and resources in place that will help us to be okay long term. In her book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, by Dr. Susan Jeffers, she points out that there's a common belief behind every fear or anxiety. And that belief is, I can't handle it. When you plan and prepare for the anxiety, it sends a very compelling message to the brain that is exactly the opposite. I can handle it, and this is what I will do. That tends to be both preventative and curative. Knowing exactly what to do during a panic attack actually makes it less likely that that attack will even happen. I hope that you have found this helpful for the next time that you or someone you love is experiencing a panic attack. We can get through this. Does positive psychology intrigue you? Have you been able to relate to what I've been sharing with you here today? I've got a free gift for you. If you would like to get a copy of my book, I will pay for it. You can get a free copy of my book, Pathological Positivity. All you do is pay for the shipping. Go to the URL on the screen, drpauljenkins.com/free book, and I'll send this your way.